There was a Nintendo Direct. I don't know if you saw
Oh
that.
my God, there sure was.
There's a lot of stuff that, washes over me. Like, I'm not going to care about Pikmin 4. I can't care about Pikmin 4. I played the second one, and I played 10 minutes of the third one. And
It's not for you.
well,
It's not for you, Jen.
It's not for you, Jen.
I don't want to say it's not for me. I just don't have the time to be good at it. Because it's kind of like a strategy-ish game. And it's fun, but you have to put time into it. And
Yeah.
and so, and I just can't, even though there's like a dog creature in this new Pikmin game, which is kind of cute, but it's not enough to get me to bite the bullet and invest the time into it. There was a remake of Mario RPG. Have you ever played Mario RPG?
Well, funny you should ask. So I've played a little bit of like Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. I've played, a few of the Paper Marios, not very long. I never really picked up Mario RPG for very long. Tonight, so I showed Gloria all of the announcements. Let me tell you, this Peach game that they're teasing.
Oh yeah, they announced an Untitled Princess Peach game, which is
So
kind of
in our house we call it the Untitled Peach Project. Gloria calls it. She's like, "When's the Untitled Peach Project coming out?" She was like, "Will you buy it for me the first day that it's out?" And I was like, "Yeah, but you might be like 7 by the time it comes out, or maybe even 8." And she's like, "Okay, can we pretend we're playing the game right now then?" She was, because there was more than just like it's a Peach game. Like that's appealing to her, sure. And I know there's people out there going like, have her play the DS game, the Super Princess Peach. No, that's not going to work, because that's a platformer. That's a runner. As soon as she gets to a part where she has to jump over an enemy, she's kind of out. She loves. I tell you that one of the games that we play a lot is Mario 64, just so she can run around the castle. Like, that's just a fun thing for, there's no bad guys. But in fact, you played some games with us the other day. You were playing Odyssey with us, which was fun.
Yeah, that was actually really fun. She was really into it, and
yeah, she's into.
You guys were both amazed at my skill. So
you're like, oh, he can really.
Unlike work, I took the praise of my Mario Odyssey.
Well, you respect our opinions, Gloria. Yes. But not only is it Peach, it's also like cardboard sets. There's some kind of like, it's like it's a stage play or something that has Gloria all over it. That is like arts and craft. She loves Yoshi's Crafted World just because of the crafts. So yeah, she's super pumped about that. But anyway, you asked about RPG. So I have my FX Pack Pro, and tonight Nina was out in the garden, and I was like, what I'm going to do? We have a little TV in the kitchen. And now that I just said it aloud, I'm like, maybe I should put a CRT in the kitchen. We have a little TV in the kitchen, and I was like, I'm going to hook up the SNES to this, and we'll pop on a game during dinner. It'll be fun. And I chose Mario RPG because, at least in an RPG, there's a story. There's not really an element, even though you end up in fights, there's not an element of like any moment I will be taking damage. And yeah, we I don't know, we played it for like 20 minutes, and we were having a good time.
Yeah.
I definitely like the pre-rendered look. I like the music was really good. I was like, wow, this is great music.
Yeah, it was something I didn't expect at all, like to remake that game. I thought when they were showing it, I thought they were going to say, oh, it's on Nintendo's, the Nintendo service or whatever. And no, it's a whole remake, a whole ass remake, and which is pretty surprising because there's rights issues with Square Enix. And
yeah, doesn't it feel like they made the Paper Mario series specifically to like keep what was good about that, but have full rights? Yeah,
it was to get away from it, but everyone was like, people love Paper Mario, but there was a sentiment that it's not as good as Mario RPG, so it's good to see it. And I like that it's fully remade, and I like this trend with Nintendo right now where they brought Pikmin 1 and 2 to the Switch, and so you can play all the Pikmins now on the Switch, even though it's not my franchise, obviously. I like that concept. They brought Luigi's Mansion 2 to the Switch.
Yeah,
that's a great idea. So you now have Luigi's Mansion, I think 1, 2, and 3 on there.
Like how many Mario games can you play on the Switch, right? Like it's a Mario machine.
It's a Mario machine completely, and they have to put Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess on there, because come on, then it could be the Zelda machine too.
Yeah.
And
they better make everything transferable to whatever new console they eventually
I know, seriously, because it's like I'm getting a library of amazing games, and I hope it transfers over.
And I download them all to the SD card too, and so I what would be really slick is if I could pop out that SD card, just put it in the new one, and I hope that's true.
Yeah, I hope. Well, I hope it's like an account system, much like. Well, they said the account would transfer over to whatever the new system is. So hopefully you could re-download everything. That would be at least good enough.
I saw Arlo. He was creaming his pants over everything. He was like,
I can't believe it.
This current trend, this trend of Nintendo and the remakes, it just gives me so much hope.
Awesome. It's cool. Super awesome and cool.
Well, what I like about Nintendo's remakes specifically, like with Link's Awakening, with Super Mario RPG, is that they don't fuck around with it too much. Like the Resident Evil remakes, they're basically making a lot of times like a brand new game, but it's the same story. But what I like about it, because Metroid Prime Remastered is just updated graphics.
That's great.
It's on the new system. Mario RPG, it's updated graphics, but it's on the new system. That's what I like. I just want to play the game that I won before.
Yeah.
But updated with quality of life things to update your nostalgia, you know?
I love it. I wouldn't mind owning the retro games permanently, but whatever. $20 a year is not a huge price to pay.
It's hard for me to argue because I have the FX Pro, Pack Pro, or whatever.
I got a million different ways to
got these arcades. They have every game already. It's hard for me to complain that much.
It's just a tidiness thing. I sort of want to have everything in one place. But
and then they topped it off with Mario Wonder, Super Mario Brothers Wonder. So they dropped the new. So the new series is over. It's gone.
Good idea. When I used to build servers, I would do the stupid thing of like, you know, if the first one was called server, we'd call like the new one like new server. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah, new
one, new two.
Yes, and like new Super Mario Brothers is 20 years old.
Yeah, I mean we're getting like it was 06, I think, the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing, the common refrain was that the new Super Mario Brothers series was all out of fucking originality, and
it lacked a soul. It lacked some sort of style.
I remember, I think, and it might even be true still, that the one for Wii might have been my favorite.
It's true. That's the best one.
Yeah.
There's something about it. Like it kind of nailed like everything, the physics, the maps, the everything. Because the Wii U one almost felt false compared to that one. I don't know why.
Yeah, which is a shame because that's the HD one. So you want that to be, and it was a launch title, for God's sake. So it, you know, like the Wii U's reputation was hinging on it to some degree. But then it didn't stop there. Then you get it twice with the Mario Makers. Yeah. So they squeezed more out of it. I mean, it was at least an original thing to do with it.
And there was a new Super Mario Bros. 2 for the 3DS.
That's the one I feel like is the most resented.
Yeah, it is probably the most like phoned in one.
Yeah, I enjoyed playing it.
I enjoyed playing all of these. Like I played them all. I had fun playing them, but they are obviously lacking in something. Yeah. And I think
And then like Mario Run for mobile is just that shit again. Just, you know, again, slightly different. So I think it's obvious that Nintendo knows this problem all too well. And they decided that the theme of the new one would be that it's fucking weird and fucking different.
Mario gets high.
Yeah, no one could ever accuse it of being samey. It's like the anti-samey.
But the people are doing like comparisons with the like Mario's like sprite, quote unquote, but his like profile and like the original art, and it does kind of line up. And so I think they were kind of getting inspiration from that original box art, you know, that beautiful box art that you have with Mario 3 and Mario 2 and
Something that I get a real kick out of still, and when I see like merchandise at the flea market or whatever to this effect, I love it. Mario pre-branding standards.
yes.
When Koopa was gray or whatever, or I don't know, when Mario's a little fatter.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about the Mario RPG remake is that they kind of made him squatter and fatter, which is kind of cute. And in this one too, he has a different look to him. I mean, so he does have
It's a
little
good
more
move.
personality.
It's a good move.
And you can play as Daisy and
Yeah.
Peach and Yellow Toad and Blue Toad. That's a good move. It's a good move.
There's probably more surprises they're going to whip out before they release it. Like maybe you'll get to play. I mean, if they can let you play as Waluigi, then we're there, you know?
I don't think there's been like a mainstream Mario game where you get to play as Waluigi. Well,
No.
that's not a sports title or whatever.
I think this should have been called Super Mario Brothers Waluigi.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah, day one purchase.
Make him
friend.
the number one villain. Yeah, Wario dies at the beginning and Waluigi.
That was somebody said that should be the concept for the next film. Is that Wario and Waluigi are competing plumbers in the Mushroom Kingdom. They're trying to
It's a good
steal their brand.
Definitely a good idea. Yeah, I it's interesting. Like, yeah, so like they have a kind of a branding divergence with Mario RPG, a branding divergence with Wonder, and a branding divergence with the movie, because the movie, like, they didn't go with the Charles Martinet thing, and he looks a little different. So it's a big year for Mario being like, he can be lots of things. You know, he doesn't have to be this plastic cookie cutout. You know.
Yeah, well, it's like Mickey Mouse does that too.
Yeah.
There's different styles of Mickey Mouse, and
It's a good idea. It was time for this to happen to Mario.
yeah, and that is an interesting thing. And well, when the movie came out, like you saw the sales of all the Mario games go up, so they were like, we don't need to stick to one thing.
Right.
Like Mario's Mario, and he'll sell whenever his brand is front and center. You know.
I remember the first 4 games, like 1, 2, 3, and World, each one looks dramatically different than the last.
Yeah.
And that's kind of exciting. Like I guess that's the freedom that pixel art used to afford you, was that you could reinvent the entire look. And theoretically you could do the same thing with 3D art, but maybe, for some reason it feels like it's a bridge too far sometimes. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, you can do different things. I always wanted them to do like a Mario in the. Well, this is what that kind of feels like. It kind of feels like, what's that? Rayman Legends. Remember Rayman Legends? Like I love
That's a great
that
game.
I love that kind of art style. This isn't quite there. It's more polygonal, but I love that kind of like really intense art style, like 2D art style.
Well, I'll be buying it. The rumor is that it will be coming out the same week as Sonic Superstars, so there's a little Sonic Mario thing happening there. I will be buying all of them because these are my kinds of games.
Gabriel was a little disappointed. He thinks 2D games are for old people, so
Well, so does Jason, so that's
but
okay.
he did like that you could play as like all the different characters and stuff like that. So
Yeah, Gloria was excited to see Daisy, but her next question was like, where's Rosalina? Because she loves playing as Rosalina in 3D World.
Subscribe to Red Cow Entertainment on Patreon for full episodes every other week.